Ooh. Okay, we are live on YouTube. Hi, everyone. Good evening if you're here in the States, or I don't know wherever we are. I'm in the States, Central Time. Who cares? Welcome. I am Vidette Mayer, and I'm here to pull in some abundance codes for us this week. And abundance codes come up in so many different ways. I'm going to get to that, but first let me explain a little bit about what's going on, because I am a disheveled mess. Behind me, like, this whole backdrop isn't quite working at this point because you can see the end of my thing and there's junk, and I say junk, but we're in the process of a pretty big undertaking and move and getting rid of everything. So there's a large transformation happening in my own life and that of my family's. So our house is disheveled. It's a really uncomfortable time at the moment. And if I were to be honest, I got on my phone at 5:30 and the message came up to remind me that I do this abundance code activation every Wednesday. And I immediately was like, I'm not doing it. I'm just not into it today. And I feel like a mess. And yet, I know every time I feel that resistance, there's someone else that needs the same message that I am also here to receive, as well as to channel through. And sometimes what my ego wants me to think is, when I'm in that space of like, oh, I don't want to do this and I'm not, energetically aligned enough to do it, that typically means that doing this session with you is actually going to be exactly what needs to be done to clear me so that I can open up my own channel again and actually hear what the guidance is for myself. Because right now what I'm hearing a lot of is that monkey mind of all the things that have to be done and all the things that have to be taken care of and organized and logistics. And that's taking its toll on me being able to always just self-heal and get myself to a place of peace. And typically I can do that. And what I know is when I do sessions with clients and when I do these kind of sessions, that's typically the best healing practice that I have. So I am here because I'm also feeling the same thing that everybody else is feeling. And that is, everything feels like it's in chaos. There's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of shifts happening for many of us. As we speak right now, my internet wants to be slow on my phone. The Schumann resonance is like, we're getting a lot of photon light coming in as we speak, as this session is actually taking place. So keep in mind that there is so much happening, or remember that there's so much happening on an energetic level right now. And when we can't see energy and we're still getting good with it and we're experimenting with it and we're understanding more and more what our capabilities are using energy, and yet we're still in that programming that, we didn't really learn much about energy. So we're trying to logically put it all together and spiritually put it together, consciously put it together, feel into it. So there's a lot of different things reaching out and sensing what's going on around us and pulling it in. And so much of it is new, especially these levels of frequency that are coming in to the earth right now. We're not used to it. So it's making all of us like this. This is literally how I look during the day. I cleaned myself up before I actually sat down and did this and hit record on like my mascara. The only thing I have on is mascara. It's been that for a good couple of months. So I know that in the calls that I do and sessions that I do, everyone's feeling tired. we are all doing the work to stay awake and stay conscious and understand our own selves a little bit more and grow into a higher level of self as we have to deal with the darker energies, the denser energies that are being burned off, so to speak, energetically, by not only the light coming into this photon light coming in to our planet, but also us, dealing with the stuff that we have to be dealing with. Back in July, I think I did a session. It's on YouTube somewhere, but I said, like, what kept coming up for a couple of weeks was deal with it. It's time to deal with it. Deal with it. And the message was, get serious. Whatever needs to be dealt with, dealt with. And what I'm understanding now is we were given the choice to consciously choose to deal with any kind of density or darkness or lower vibrational energy that we have with people. Because right now we don't have a choice. The higher frequencies that are coming into our planet are automatically putting us in that place where it's burning it off, and it's bringing it to the surface so that we have to actually deal with it out into the world. This outer world is a reflection of what's in here. So what we are clearing in here will be clearing a lot of that density out in how that shows up in our lives, because it's clearing the way. It's clearing the way. So the faster we do the work, and doesn't mean like every day, like, what do I do now? What do I do now? Because I keep doing that too, because I know what's happening. So I'm like, can we just deal with it and get through it? But sometimes it's a process. Sometimes it takes longer than we want. I was just having that conversation with a friend earlier. I'm like, can it just get done? I know what needs to be happening. Like, can we just get to it? And every level of, or every touch, every conversation, every opportunity really brings back to us the depths in which we go to clear that energy. So we have to go deep, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer to go deep, but as long as we stay conscious of it, it's going to be it'll be all good. I don't know when, but maybe we'll learn a little bit more from the message that wants to come through. So as I was shuffling, I did have a card pop out, and that is our spiritual level, the energy level, the cosmic, the cosmic void, the quantum, wherever you believe that you are receiving higher intelligence, whether it be from God, an intention, your heart, whatever. It's whatever you call it. It comes in as an idea, as a telepathic idea, and our jobs really is to separate what is the message coming through from a higher intelligence, from my higher self, from God, universe, source, whatever, spirit, and what is like my mind playing tricks on me, or what is my mind doing at the moment? What is a mind thought? And we start at, if you're on this session, you get enough that you can discern between the two. When we're in heavier times like we are right now, it all kind of does get marbled up, with each other. But when we can kind of separate out the message, the higher message, we can then take it down into our heart space and feel what does that feel like? Does that feel like something that's truthful to me? Does that feel like something that is in alignment and integrated with my soul? And let me tell you, if it's from this, it's truth. Your heart will know, and it's going to expand at the idea or at the message. And then we're going to look at how does that show up in the physical world. So we're looking at the abundance codes for the next week. At the end of the day, my bra straps are falling down and I'm messy right now. So I'm just going to admit it. I'm not going to try to be all graceful about it, because there is no graceful in that. Abundance codes really come in a frequency. And we can think of abundance as riches, as wealth, as whatever we want to call it, whatever any personal development book wants to call abundance and define. What I am working on even harder, not harder, what I'm working on to clarify, to go deeper into abundance, is looking at all the ways that abundance shows up for us and all the ways we are called to increase our frequency to match the frequency of abundance. Because when we match the frequency of abundance, it comes in while we're in tuned to it, it comes in. Therefore, there's all kinds of different codes that have to come in, because different times require different frequencies and different abundance. So every week, it's not about money. every week it's about something else that's being called. And what the interesting thing is that this card that got pulled out is called Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards and a wild card. So what's really been coming up a lot is that as we have all kind of gotten to our wits end, we're like, there's a lot of us who are just kind of looking like this and saying, I don't even care anymore what I look like. I can barely function. I can barely get through the day. And yet we do. We keep doing it. We do it with awareness and we do it with grace, as gracefully as we can. And sometimes it's really messy, but we know that at the end of the day, we're doing the work. We're doing the work to clear out the last bit of, I don't know if it's the last bit, but we're clearing out the 3D density, that like sludgy, heavy density. And right now we are being called into an abundance of thought and consciousness around the idea that we are stepping through a portal in this next week. In this next week, the portal is active and the doors are opening. So as of right now, because our conscious awareness is making it so, the doors are opening to this portal for this week and the following week. Now listen, if you watch this recording, don't look at the date. Don't look at the date of when this was posted or what week was this, the abundance code. So I need to catch up. When you come across this, it means that it is perfect timing for you. You are in the wave of evolutionary souls that is ready to hear this message. So I don't put dates on things. I think YouTube kind of does. My foot, it just, but I don't want to, this isn't just for this week. Right now, it's for those of us who are here or that are on live, but in a week, it'll be your week if you come across this video. So just stay attuned to when information comes to you, it's perfect timing. So the perfect timing is that windows are opening, doors are opening. Wild card is an interesting one. And I'm just going to ask the question of more to come in about that because nothing's coming to me except for the fact that the word wild card is rather interesting. So I want to just ask the guides that are with us to clarify what a wild card is, what that meaning is. Okay, going into the heart. We have cracked open. Rock bottom. You can't make this stuff up. I swear to God. That's why I love cards. Surrender to the alchemy of life. And look at this. This is how I feel. I literally said to a friend today, I was having a conversation, and I said, I had just gone into the bathroom and I got a glimpse of this, from the day. And I literally, in the last couple of weeks, I've looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like, I don't even look like me. I've lost a lot of weight. It's just kind of shut off. And it's not from an unhealthy thing. It's literally, I have watched it and been with my body as it's shed this weight. And it's been fascinating to observe. I didn't change anything. I went gluten-free last year. And so I think that has something to do with it. But I know it also has to do with a lot of the emotional cleansing and purging that I've been doing. The energetic cleansing of relationships that needed a little break, clearing out the clutter, right? Really clearing out the clutter in all ways of my life, still doing it for this, for the last 6-7 months, it's been clearing out the clutter. And I know that you have been doing it, and a lot of people have been doing it. How it shows up in my world is different from everybody else's, but we all energetically have been clearing a lot of clutter, and that has an effect on the body. The body is getting healthier, even though it's like it's dragging. It's like, man, I'm tired, but I know as well that it's rejuvenating itself. It's shedding all of its stuff. So when I go into the bathroom and I see I can see bones that I had a lot of softness. I was plump. And I don't see that. My hair is like a mess always. And it's not because I've hit rock bottom. It feels and looks like I have, maybe from the outside world. But what's really happening is even though physically we feel like we're at rock bottom, what's happening is we are shedding that outer layer of that higher self. And this inner light, right? The inner spark that is us, that higher self is pushing through this portal this week. So although it feels like we can't take any more, it's not, because there's polar opposites of everything. Everything has a polarity. So there's the rock bottom that we know, when you lost everything and you had no control over it and you're the victim of it, and you put your yoga pants on and do whatever, put your hair in a bun because you've just lost your way. The other side of that is the same polar energy. It is a different kind of expression. It may look the same. It may look like we're in rock bottom, packing up the house that we absolutely have loved and has become our, was our dream home when we found it. And it may look like I've hit rock bottom, but when this process happens because we have chosen it in order to ascend into higher levels of ourself, then it's not rock bottom. Then it is, because it's showing up in this heart space, it's showing us that we are exactly where we need to be to crack this completely open in this moment and step through, right? She's cracking, she's opening up, and we are stepping into that portal. The alchemy of life is happening. And in the next week, we are going to be downloading the codes to alchemize all of this, the pain that we feel, whether it be fear, anger, resentment. I've had a lot of resentment that's shown up, and I thought it was pretty clear, that stuff. I'm like, ooh, this is ugly. It's yucky. And I'm judging it. It is what it is. It just is. Therefore, I am working to alchemize that. And we work to alchemize it by following the guidance of the heart every single day. That heart knows where to lead us in alignment with and integrate us with the higher idea, which is to step through that portal. The heart knows where that portal is. It's not for us to go and be like, where's the portal? Where do I enter? Where's the entrance? That's not it. This is the entrance. It's literally listening to this in every given moment and following that, because when you do that, it's going to alchemize another layer of the pain and or suffering that we have been feeling. My chair is super squeaky. I don't know if you can hear it, and all of a sudden it's doing it, and it's really annoying. So yeah, our awareness is being lifted into that space where we understand that we are the alchemists. You are the alchemist of all of this. It's not waiting for somebody or something to come in to then clear it. It is ours to clear, ours to alchemize. And we do that by listening to the heart and listening to whether it's aligned. When an idea comes in that puts us in alignment with the portal, we step into the portal by asking the heart or the soul, what is mine to do right now? If I have a lot of logistics to take care of. If I get the nudge that it's time to go do a session and go live and do a daily tune in, and I go instead and say, well, I've got so much to do, I'm going to go pack a couple more boxes or whatever, that then takes me out of that portal. It takes me out of, let me line these up so I have more of a visual. These are aligned, right? And when they are fully aligned, then in the physical, uprooting. I'm going to come back to this. This is how the minds work. We have our human mind, we have our physical world, we have a heart mind, and we have a creative mind, the higher mind. When these are all in alignment, that means they're integrated. And then we transcend into a higher level of ourself. So if the portal's open and I go and pack boxes instead of actually coming and sitting down here doing this, then I am out of alignment and I'm going to miss the door. I'm going to miss the portal. But if I follow my heart this week and pay real big attention to it, a lot of awareness to, I don't really want to do that, then you don't. And that's going to mess the mind. The human mind is going to be like, you should be doing all this stuff. But what we're doing in the physical world by choosing to do this instead of what I should be doing, then we are righting past wrongs and we're uprooting. And it says, I'm sorry. I'm going to come back to that. But what I'm thinking with uprooting, not what I'm thinking, what's coming through is this is literally the week where we are pulling the weeds of our subconscious mind that keeps us aligned with the shoulds, or the guilt. I really should be doing that. I shouldn't be sitting down and meditating, or I shouldn't be sitting down and having a cup of tea for 15 minutes because I've got 1,000 other things to do. This is the week where those roots are pulled of the shoulds, those last, the righting past wrongs. We have all, as a culture, as a society, in our culture, we have strengthened the muscle quite a bit on the shoulds and all the things, the logistics and the schedules. And none of that is in alignment because more and more people I can't say none of it. A lot of it's not in alignment with what the heart really wants to be doing. And we have to start pulling those thoughts, the roots of those thoughts out. And we start doing that by simply ignoring them. They will die off. And we start ignoring them by saying yes to that, which aligns us with the portal and puts us into the entrance into our higher self. By next week, there's going to be another evolution of you and me when we follow this. And in the physical world, there's the whole thing that's coming to me with the I'm sorry is really, I know for me, I've had to take a look at a lot of the things that I have put up with my entire life. I've chosen and said yes to that didn't serve me at all for a long time. And now I'm pissed at myself because now from the perspective that I see it, I was wronged and I kept choosing it because I knew it. I knew I was being abused and manipulated for a long time by very important people in my life. And this is really hard to say out loud because I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that I haven't seen these things, these behaviors in people. That's a lie. I did see it. What I'm embarrassed about is that I put up with it because I didn't have the courage. It wasn't in my higher self. I didn't have the courage or the boldness to say that's wrong. What you did is wrong. I didn't call him out. So now I'm having to do that. And that's the hard stuff. So what I keep finding in that resentment that keeps coming up, I'm like, gosh darn it. There's a lot of resentment towards myself. There's a lot of like, man, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I did that to you. I'm sorry I wasn't brave enough, because the me of now is really freaking brave. And I would have taken care of that for you. But I couldn't get to the surface because there was too much stuff that I wasn't looking at. The stuff that said I wasn't worthy or that they may be right. I doubted myself. I made myself so small to fit into the lives of the manipulation to fit into it. And I believed it so much that I couldn't hear my higher self saying, you need to do something about this. This is time. It's time. And a lot of time went by. So that's how it shows up for me in my life. But for you, because this is coming up, it's okay if it's taking you a little longer to learn some lessons. We are going to call in an abundance of grace, an abundance of forgiveness for ourselves at just feeling so dumb for not seeing stuff all around. This is the year of disclosure. 2021 is known as the year of disclosure. And what we believe disclosure to be is, oh, like all this stuff out here is going to be disclosed. But what's also being disclosed is all of the hidden inner stuff, all of that new, like that energetic light coming in, those frequencies coming in is raising it all to the surface, and it's making it real clear. So this is the week to be in full integration of, you know what? I am now going to serve myself. Because in the physical world, I have served others by playing small, by being quiet, by not being myself. And that's just not okay anymore. And we know that. So what we're going to do is say, I'm sorry to our smaller selves and say, I got this. Don't you worry anymore. You can go. I'm here now. I'm here from that higher perspective, and I'm going to choose what I want to do to nurture my soul so that I can walk through that portal. And the wild card is really, you get to choose where that portal goes. That's the wild card. Just like the wild card in Uno, when you place that wild card down, you can choose whatever color you want, the one that actually benefits your next move, right? So if we just get to forgiving ourselves so that we can then give ourselves permission from our higher self to answer the call of the heart and say, yes, we're doing this exactly how we want to do it. There's no one else that's going to stop us. Then we step into the portal, and that's when we lay our wild card down, and we're like, I want to go here. This is what I want this to look like. We get to choose. But that starts with the integration of all of these three. That's a really, really powerful message. I got a lot out of that, and I do believe that you will too, simply because I know that, again, all of our lives look very different, and they're lived in different ways and in different clothes and different, colors and all the things. And yet spiritually and energetically, we are all in a very, a unified field. We are in a unified field. So we are feeling all of the same energies going on. Where we are in our own evolution determines how intense that is. And even for those of us who live in, higher awareness of our own behaviors and our own thoughts, we're aware of, us and how we affect the world. So we go out and try to affect the world in the best way possible. Not all the time, but pretty much. When we are feeling the intensity of right now, I know there's a lot of pain and suffering going on with those who don't understand what's happening. So this message is really to get grounded and understand that we are not done, but we're about to up level to a new perspective in this next week that will allow us to ease the intensity a little bit, to feel a little bit more comfortable in our shoes, to feel a little bit grounded in our bodies again. Take a deep breath. Thank you. I haven't been able to do that. So by sharing with you and allowing myself to ground and pull in this message for all of us, I've been able to take a breath. So that's exactly why I had to be here with you tonight. I tried to cancel it. And the funny thing was, I even got on to cancel the Zoom meeting for this, and just with a reason, and it didn't, and I hit submit or whatever, and it didn't cancel. I'm like, why didn't it cancel? So I got mad and started doing it again. As soon as I got in there to do it again, I thought, oh, I'm not supposed to cancel. I'm supposed to show up even when I look like this and felt so heavy. I come in here and now I get to take a deep breath because we've cleared a lot right now. So thank you for being a part of that. Thank you. I'm going to just do a quick little anchoring in of these codes. And if you just would get grounded a little bit, sit down, sit back, my squeaky chair, I'm going to pull up my pants, all my pants, everything's loose now. I've never had that problem. And it's just as, I've always had the other problem with pants being too tight all the time, everything being tight. And now with everything being loose, it's just as annoying. I had no idea. I was always like, oh, poor you, your pants are too loose. It really is an issue. So learning so many new things, learning how to be in a new body is a thing. And at the same time, isn't that so beautiful? Isn't that what life is just about constant growth and exploration? And we're exploring ourselves from within to then go and explore the outside from this new perspective. I think that's a pretty exciting place to be. And I'm really grateful for being here with you and going on this journey with you. So in this moment of connection, just bring your attention back to yourself, bring it back down into your body. Feel your body in your seat, wherever you are. Hear my voice in your ears and know that we are fully connected at the heart. Even though your ears are sensing, your eyes may be seeing. Just know also that our hearts are connecting. And from this place, I simply just say thank you. I am so grateful for the souls that are either here or will see this, will be here in the recording. And knowing that everything that was discussed on this call is now the codes are pulling into our fields, allowing those codes to settle in, feeling them come into your body, allowing your body just to relax a little bit more as those codes start to come in. And as they come in, they will continue to do so in the next few days. And as they come in, you will start to realize more, become more aware. You will start to hear your heart and your creative mind, your spiritual mind, your intuition. You will hear those messages much louder than those of your mind messages. Those mind messages we allow to just simply purge, let go, drop out of your field, all of that monkey mind stuff. It starts to clear out and purge, and allowing all of that nonsense to no longer be a part of your presence, to be a part of your field. Because in this moment we choose it. It drops out, imagining it falling out of your field. And coming back to those codes that are full of updates, upgrades, all of the information that needs to be delivered to your soul, to deliver to your physical body, your energetic body. All of those start to permeate every cell, allowing every part of you to ascend into a higher level of self, into a higher level of consciousness. And we accept all of these upgrades. And I give great, great thanks for these upgrades. And they continue to come in until they're fully grounded and stabilized in your field. And in that moment, your upgrades will be complete, and so will your higher self. And you will know that you have ascended into your higher self because you have said yes to every heart prompt. Everywhere you'd like to go, everywhere you'd like to be, everything you'd like to see and do, anything that comes across your heart that allows your heart to expand open, all of those opportunities are chosen. For this next week, you experiment with simply following your intuition, your nudges, your guides, saying yes, because that is the portal to your higher self. Allowing all of this to ground down, bringing your attention back to your body, back to this moment, opening your eyes and coming back. Sorry, I was a little bit scattered in that. I was hearing my family upstairs. I think dinner's almost done, so there's a lot of walking and squeaking. So I had to keep pulling myself back. But we are complete. Thank you for being here. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for being on this journey, because it's an intense one, and just having someone along for the ride with me is greatly, greatly appreciated. If you have any questions or would like to reach out, you can find me on Instagram at Vidette Mayer. You can also come by my website, videttemeyer.com. All the information about sessions and our Normally Weird journey and all the other things going on are on videttemeyer.com. Thanks for being here. See you next week. Mwah.